So we'll call him Winkedy, right? Well, here we go. Here we go, of yours witnesses. We are beaming to you live on Twitter Space, and we're also on video at present. So, literally, our session is beaming also on video. And yeah, we just cross stream on all platforms. Yeah, so we're joined this afternoon, yeah, by a freelance journalist. I think that's why he called himself freelance. Okay, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, right. So, yeah, you are in trouble. You are in trouble, Philip. Or shall I say you are the one who is causing trouble by making proposals that are you dropped
Simba,
you drop names, right?
you know,
Yeah.
Simba,
Yeah.
when I did my radio studies,
Yes.
I was taught that you can provoke a topic
Right.
anytime. So
Right.
I provoked a topic, and
Right.
not knowing that provoking that topic, it was going to make this up to, I've received so many messages. Some are coming in my DM. Some, what? I had to explain why I say that, and I
Right.
apologize to some other people who are in politics. I'm not a politician myself, Simba. I'm not at all. But yes, I comment a lot about politics, and when I said what I said, it wasn't as meant to be what it is now, because I'm getting a lot of messages, Simba. I think
Mm-hmm.
you saw some of the messages I told you, the people, and I saw a lot of people commenting on that tweet. The people, the likes of Tobago's founder, the likes of Wende, the likes of Promise Mgonanzi. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it was just even my brother is Australian yesterday said, "Oh, Philip, your Twitter has caused a lot of things." I'm laughing looking at it. It was just something which I normally do every time.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Okay. Right. Yeah. Why do you think? Why do you think that that is the case? Because why you must definitely have had some naughty idea behind it. You definitely had an agenda, right?
Yeah, because I mean, listen, I'm a man of my words, or whether I can use the word principles. When I look at the Zimbabwean politics, it's always every certain election, after a certain time there's division and there's division. So I just created a thing whereby I picked my young brother, Kifty Australias, and then I took a picture of Fadzai Maya. I've never spoken to Fadzai in my life. I have never had a chat with Fadzai in my life. So what I did was I just picked a picture of Fadzai, a picture of Ostadios, and a picture of who else did I put? I can't remember. Then I
Mm-hmm.
said, this can be if Nelson Chamisa wants to. This is the right team. Then I said, if you pick some few individuals from every province and put them in the joke, I don't know in Shona with the joke or not with the
Mm-hmm.
it was just yes, joke remember ukuthi ukavaisa apa neapa apa but munogona form a big team. That's what I just said. I just wanted to create what in I didn't mean anything. So those who felt offended about that Simba, I mean, I am sorry. But I don't think I caused a lot. But that's what I just said. That's what I just said. Continuation Chamisa, this is the team which can take you to Canaan. It was just a joke, but it has become, I don't know.
Right. Right. Why do you think there's sensitivity in your view?
The sensitivity is there are some people who are say they would think that they've been left out. There are some people who think me, I am close to Nelson Chamisa. I know that because of the comments I got from my DM this morning. There are
Mm-hmm.
some people who are saying, yeah, but you talk to Nelson Chamisa. We know that you talk to Nelson Chamisa. You guys, you are advising Nelson Chamisa wrong things. Listen, I talk to Nelson Chamisa as a friend, not politics. I've never advised anything to Nelson Chamisa. I talk to Gift Australias as a young brother. I have never advised anything to also Gift Australias. But some people are saying, I talk to Nelson Chamisa, this is coming from the top. Please accept my apology. It's not. Definitely it's not. I've never spoke to Chamisa about anything. When I talk to Chamisa, how are you, my brother? How is the family? That's how we. I've never spoke anything about Chamisa in the politics. I've never. Please. But there are some people who think they have been excluded. And the other thing which made people get upset in your age, and then you're hip hop, then you're in your age. You know what? We don't want these matalas. So there are some people about maybe it was a discussion all those madalas they must be included in the formation of the party Anderson Chamis. I Simba Ndokumba, please tell people which it's not that. And please Nyatrela Dinokumbira.
Right, right. Okay. Our viewers and listeners, those who are joining in right now, this is a very impromptu discussion that we're having in the middle of the afternoon, after 1 p.m. And it's just relating to this viral tweet by Freelance that he dropped, and it's a tweet that he proposed a leadership lineup, and I'm just gonna go to it. Let's just check the leadership lineup there. It's got three people, I think, that he put the pictures, right? So you put the Ostalos, you put Fadzai Mahere, you put Fadzai Mahere's picture is quite pronounced. Am I wrong there?
Never mind about
Uh,
that.
uh,
But
uh,
which
no,
one
let's
of
be
picture?
honest. Let's be honest, right? Right. So
Yeah,
it
which
is
other picture?
pronounced because it's zoomed in, right? It
Yeah.
is, yeah, yeah. Because the other two gentlemen, they're quite distant, right? Yeah,
Umwendian.
yeah. There's Chibaya, right? So there are three people there.
Yes,
Mm.
Chibaya, yes,
So there are three
Chibaya.
people that you've put there. So Chibaya, you've put Ostalos, and then you put Fadzai Mahere there. Correct.
So I did that. I did that. It was just a banter. It was just a banter. What you want, Mr. Tamisa, if you want to move forward, if you
Mm-hmm.
want to, I mean, some of the words I did with the Kukenani, but
Mm.
this is the team you want to find out built around. Wazotora zivafana zvidiki pamasaiti apa kumasvingo wotora 1 uku kubulawayo wotora 1 kumama province wotora 1 wozviisa mujokwe.
Mm-hmm.
This team can take you far.
And
I
then
will say
and then and
don't
then and
even.
then and then you said Madalas. You said something about old
Then
people.
I said it's high time we get
Right,
rid of the Madalas.
right.
You know. Yes. So in my Madalas, enjoy your out into one of my messages from my DM. Honest. I'm not a politician, Simba.
Yeah.
I am not. Nachingona kirone tweet. I can post anything. Ukatela sama tweet angu ma tweet ngoseka chat. But I saw now when they are commenting, when I think he said, don't put me into this, but he wasn't responding to me. To be on top of gonna hear politics, then I know I'm not angry. He responded to me, I am not angry, whatever. Well, no, not when, to be honest, but I think you saw that. And
Yes.
the Sam promise when we go isusu tinofamba na Chamisa, and somewhere comment somewhere bansati ndamboona na meya wemasingo wematopo he responded supporting Nelson Chamisa and whatever, but kune vamwe vanisati ndambotaura navo upenyu hwangu hwose vangachinditumira mameseji kudm kuti kunorevei, what do you mean by this one, vanoti you are well done, we are happy with that. I don't know kuti chii, I don't know. It was a guided composition. Kuri kwedu kana takutonyora olevu i-guided composition anangoita.
So I've got here. I have. Let me just read. Someone says here. Hapana Zakaitika says, I repeat, exclude the Binga dude. Thank me later. Okay, that is someone else there. Okay. And then, Binga dude is Dubeko, right? So it's Dubeko. Right. I've invited Dubeko, and I don't know why he's not here as yet. He promised that he was going to be inside the space.
And then I want to,
And
I want
then,
to, I want to be honest, Simba.
yeah,
Dubego, he responded to me,
yes,
but I never, he understood what I said. And he
yes,
actually, I know my brother, and I didn't patronize him. I just said, I didn't mean to offend and whatever. So
right.
he responded very well. He wasn't rude to me. He wasn't. I want to be honest. Dubego's from the team, and everyone who responded, even the likes of Promise Mkwananzi,
Mhm.
when they are not respond to Kwandiri, to be honest, munantamura message achingoseka mningi na wangu ostele sakaseka ta put us your tweet achijoka ona he knows what I was talking as well.
Mhm. Okay. And then uh, Proudly Africa says, I strongly disagree. Years of failure, promises don't not meet, and fear of criticism. Only strong candidate is Ostalos. The others have let us down terribly. Mark my words. And this is Proudly Africa there. And then we also have here Eden Moyo says, do you think these little kids will remove ED Chiwenga and Valeria from power? Chamisa needs power with brains, whether old or young. Focus. The goal is not to retire old Madalas in opposition, but to remove ZANU from power. Right, and then I'll go to the last. I think, yeah, promise says we stand with Nelson Chamisa through it. Oh, I don't know what that means. Yeah, and then there's now the last comment that I'm gonna pick up, because these are the comments that are from the most prominent ones right at the top. Those people who actually shared this. This is what Kurakureva Jonah says. We need an intelligence team first. That's what Nelson Chamisa needs from now. Well trained and equipped to gather and give accurate data. Above all, well resourced. The era of ushers moving around as intelligence officers is over. All movements must be formulated around accurate data. What do you think about this comment? What do you think Wakura is is implying here? Freelance, can you hear me?
Can you read that comment again and even in the word by word?
Okay, we need an intelligence team first. That's what Nelson Chamisa needs from now. Well trained and equipped to gather and give accurate data. Above all, well resourced. The era of ushers moving around as intelligence officers is over. All movements must be formulated around accurate data.
Mr. Skonza, I want to
Mm.
say this to everyone who is
basically basically this young man is actually saying that your post is seems to be playing around uh, popularity or populism. You don't seem to be focused on the greatest need right now, is that of accurate data, let alone intelligence officers. He's saying, look, we need accurate data, because what has made I don't know if I'm getting this contribution right. What has made the opposition, and arguably also even ZANU PF itself, weak, what has made my parties in the country weak, is accurate data. And so Parkudiama accurate of people who specialize in accurate data.
Simba, I think open the floor for other people who want to join in while you're waiting for the lights of Kubewa's fan.
Mhm,
To hear their views.
mhm,
What they think. I know about the likes of Mama Ferreso and other people, Bana Comfort. They would love to come and talk. The likes of a tax driver. They
mm,
would love to talk about this. You know, Simba, when I posted that post,
mhm.
I don't post a post whereby, is deliberately attacking. I didn't post that post to go and say I am fighting ZANU PF. I was
Right.
just talking about building what I have seen as a failure in the opposition of Zimbabwe. That's what I did. But it was just a banter as a failure. So it just came to my mind. But you know what? It's high time. Kuti madala our ambosira bafana badiki never skala badiki.
Mhm,
I mean, I stick with my word. So Nanchiti, rekati mbosira bafana bambodonza bafana ndopandatora young generation yana fadzi nana ostara dzikaisa ipapo saka mene kuti vamwe vanhu vanoti kudii ndinokumbira simba uvavhurirewo mukana kuti vauye vataure takamira. I know kuti vana vamwe vachauya pana vana Duveko. I know Duveko
mhm.
will come to defend himself and I know you will do that.
No, he actually did promise. I had a quite a lengthy conversation with him before we started. Um, yeah, let me just do this.
We are fed up of these madalas. We are fed up. Even I'm telling the truth as it is. We are fed up of these madalas. We're not when join opposition. About 70, he failed and failed. Give the youngsters Timbo, let me take that a joke and make it now a really opposite.
Mm, right, right. Let's see. Can we get a few people in here? Where is Prince Tubeko? Kumakumana. Asima Kuzunyarara, keeping quiet when we've started. We did state and we did agree that this session is starting at 3 p.m. Zimbabwe time. Right, let me just get a few people in here. Hold on. I'm hoping that this is not because the space is in any form of struggle. I've
What actually provoked you, Simba, as well? When because I saw your response. What actually provoked that tweet yourself as a journalist?
Right. Well, in any way where I am, my specialization is in investigative, right? Investigative journalism is my area, and I have an outcry. Um, I have received an outcry from a large section of people for particularly particularly lack of lack of direction in particularly intelligence direction in I've received these complaints from both opposition people and ZANU PF, and I'll give you an example. I've got a group of war veterans who complain that ZANU PF lacks intelligence. ZANU PF regrets putting certain people into power. I'm saying this very carefully so that I don't offend some of our subscribers here on this space. So I'm not going to mention names. So I've got a very large group of ZANU-PF members who say, look, Simba, help us to expose this. You specialize in investigative journalism. Help us to expose fake leaders who are latecomers, who just came towards the end of our struggle. Hanzi hondo yapera. Hanzi hondo yanga yatopera. Vamwana vakangoerekana vachingobva kuchikoro vakabva vangoerekana vangokotekera vakutotungamirira zana. So these people, they're not happy. So in ZANU PF, and at the same time, I've got people like that. Let me finish freelance. I've got people who are exactly like that, who are in Nelson Chamisa's party, who are not happy with a certain individual, whether young or old, who all of a sudden popped out the same way as the glittering characters inside ZANU PF today did at the end of the war. So these suddenly came soon after the 2018 elections, and all of a sudden, they're the ones who are running around appearing as if they are now going to deputize Nelson Chamisa. So basically, when I saw your tweet, I came to you, freelance, in that light, because there are some characters that I have found, freelance, over the time that are not suitable and are actually fake opposition, fake politicians. They are scammers, basically. I think you noticed recently, freelance, that there is a shining influencer in the United Kingdom who is a solicitor, a British solicitor, Zimbabwean solicitor, a well articulated solicitor whose law firm has now been shut.
Continue talking. I'm just attending something. I mean, I'm here
Sure,
for
sure,
2 minutes.
sure, sure, sure. So what I was saying was that from my investigative journalism, there is a just recently a solicitor who is an influencer. She's an award-winning solicitor, bright solicitor, leading a very, very media blasting law firm in London. And this law firm has continued for over 4, if not 5 years to date. But just last week on Friday, it was shut down by the Solicitors Regulatory Authority in London. And this was following a ZIM-I investigation that we started in 2020. And this particular female solicitor, female lawyer, was running this enterprise for a long time, and a very, very, very bright, shining, award winning British solicitor. But she was a scammer in as much as she is a bright shining award-winning solicitor in the United Kingdom. She was a scammer chai chai munhu anovhara vanhu, someone who pretends to be serving the people. She pretends to be helping people, who appears to be doing so. But then that person is serving their stomach, and so her law firm has been shut. And so it's out of that concern that I had to come to you, Freelance, because I've got people who see some of the characters that you think are genuine opposition members, when in actual fact they are just scammers. Period.
Simba,
So yeah,
Simba, madam.
yeah,
Ndaiona post yako. I saw
yes,
your post.
mhm,
I saw your post, and when you called me this morning, I
yes.
mean, I don't know. Me, I don't want to lie to you. I think you better tell us more. While I'm listening, give me 3 minutes. I'll be listening, but I'm attending something. 3 minutes while you're talking about that. I saw your post.
Okay, thank you. Right. Okay. So basically, let me tell you authoritatively, and I'm saying this without any reservation because I've got the paperwork. If anyone wants to see it, anyone is really interested in the evidence. Fadzai Maher is a scammer, and she's a scammer of not small magnitudes, huge at huge magnitude. And I'm saying this as stated there authoritatively. I am a witness in the case that she claims she has won against Emerson Mnangagwa's advisor. And she was handed over. I'm saying that from paperwork that I've got because I was actually part of that whole case as it was happening. And I'm talking about official witness, not just someone who is commenting from social media or simply because I've seen a judgment. I was actually there physically, and yeah, throughout that time, and our news network were victims of Fadzai Mahere over the years. I mean, when I mean victims of harassment, and we were victims of some of the things that she is claiming she was defamed by Emerson Mnangagwa's traditional advisor, Bettina Gapa. And I have I've looked into the evidence that she was claiming that she was defamed by Bettina Gapa, and the evidence is very clear that she's beyond guilty of those things that she's accused. Maybe except one that I'm not aware of because I was not there when their personal relationship. But most of the things that are stated in that lawsuit, and I have very, very direct evidence that she was handed over that lawsuit because the system, certain people in the system want to project her as a politician of credibility when she's not at all, when she's just a scammer. When I mean scammer, these are the type of people that you see in the gold mafia who are extremely, I'd use that as an example, people who are extremely impressionable, like that other lawyer as well, that solicitor whose law firm was shut last Friday in London. These people, they're extremely attractive. They're impressionable. They make sense. They tick all the dots when it comes to leadership, when it comes to guidance, when it comes to the type of legal assistance that one needs, even when fighting cases. But when someone really studies what they're doing, someone really takes time to look beyond the facades, to look beyond the facials, they discover this person is just a scammer. They're just a scammer. So I know Fadzai Mahere is a scammer. I don't know about Ostalos. I don't know about Chibaya. I've only met Chibaya personally. Yeah, about 6 years ago when I was in Serbia, I briefly bumped into him when I was when I was exposing Jacob Mudenda back then. Yeah, Ostalos, I've never met him, but I can definitely comment that Fadzai is not suitable at all. I wouldn't even be comfortable with being anyone in member of the public being represented in court by Fadzai Mahere, even for legal purposes, because of things that I've got on paper, things that I've physically witnessed, a character that I physically witnessed. So when someone puts Fadzai Mahere's picture or her name up there, yeah, as some sort of a proposal for leadership, and then yeah, and then people complain to us. People are asking, "Look, oh, what's going on?" It just behoves us to just get people to discuss. But I have to state these matters, and and just speak about them. I think I've got Seke Kunaka. Seke Kunaka, do you want to come in? Seke Kunaka has just posted said, but Zayama here, come here. Simba Chikanza is destroying your personality and character. I'm not destroying anything. I'm stating things that are actually on things that are factual, things that are on paper. I'm not commenting from Twitter. I've been physically in court. Have you been in court with Fadzai Mahere Seke? I have. I have physically, not one day. So I'm talking about things that have been tested in court, in a Zimbabwean court, in the very same corrupt courts, and she was given that so-called defamation win by the corrupt courts that the Luke Malaba courts. But go and read if you want to see evidence of this. Just go and read the so-called retraction statement that Petina Gapa is said to have made. ED's advisor Petina Gapa, and you see that retraction is not an apology at all. But the opposition people rush to say, hey, Petina Gapa has been defeated. Petina Gapa's property has been attached. Show me one shoe that was attached. None. All that was media scamming by Fadzai Mahere. She scammed people.
I'm back now.
Oh, sure, sure. So I was saying that the Fadzai Mahere also did some scamming of people, of members of the public when she advertised through some media personnel that she
So
had attached.
are you saying she's not supposed to be in the list?
She's a scammer. Well, you can put her there. It's your right as a Zimbabwean to do that. But my responsibility is to alert the public about scamming. I investigate people. I investigate particularly leaders. And the same way that I've investigated the gold mafia alone since 2015. Of course, then later on I was joined by Al Jazeera team 2019. I've done that on Fadzai Mahere for almost same period since 2017, and she is a scammer. I mean, this is not just. I wouldn't recommend anyone even to be represented by Fadzai in a court of law. I'm telling you by what I know. So I'm shocked that there are actually people who think that Fadzai can lead a community, that she can even lead. I don't think she can even lead a buku. She can even be a sabuku in a village. Right. So matters need to be declared as they are, and my role, that is what it is. I've never been in politics. I've never been a member of Chamisa's party or even ZANU PF. I just do my job. I'm an investigator. Investigative journalism is what I've invested. I've invested money. I've invested my own blood over the years to serve not just the Zimbabwean people, but the African communities. I I do what I do, and so that's just what it is. I think Senkemu Teme said something. Senkemu Teme, do you want to come in and say, do you want to call Fadzai and just call her if she denies these things? Because these are not, this is not, this is not chit chat on social media. These are things that I stand on. Saka handisi kuataka. Uyai Sekemuteme, 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 or is it Kunaka Kunaka? Come in. Kunaka Kunaka, do you want to come in on and speak? Musango post taka pa social media. Then you even reduce Fadzai to just a social media person. She unfana was a defender. They're not. Oh, they're not. Yeah. These are leadership requires responsibility. Yeah, you can't hope to lead people, and you can't be accountable, can't be held to account, right? You can't come out there. Nelson Chamisa, I think you've noticed, Philip, since Shangirai days, when accusations were leveled at Nelson Chamisa, he never pulled back. Never, Nelson Chamisa would come even on a space. He would speak. And even today, accusations zakaitika. Chamisa ukamfonera anototaura. Munhu anoti, you know what, Simba, I am accountable to the public. Ndiri accountable. Saka ma-accusations auya achona ngauye panapapa, ngaiswe panapapa, ngazvimwaiwe panapapa. One of the things that you can see if you want to understand a scammer will always hide behind social media. They'll be posting pictures, nice pictures of themselves, but they don't want to answer a single matter. Particularly here, the Mahere case, Mahere Gapa case is a scam. That thing is a scam. She scammed Zimbabweans with that case, and she needs to account for it. And that is where Zimbabweans will start to should start to see if they're serious about intelligence. And I'm not sure if this is exactly what Wakura or Kureva is saying there. Wakura is saying, look, the Wakura is saying what the opposition need, what Chamisa needs is an intelligence team first. He's saying there that the movement has had fake people over the years. Vanhu very fake. So Chamisa needs well-trained, equipped intelligence team to gather and give accurate data. Accurate data even about people, about movements. He says, look, the new baby needs to be formulated around accurate data, not populism, not how many Facebook or Twitter followers a person has. Accurate data is what the movement it needs right now desperately. And as I was saying, if I am to add to what Wakura is saying there, even ZANU PF or ZANU PF ZANU PF Chiwenga needs that as well. They are weak on intelligence data. Vanhu ivava vakatendera, they allowed the Chiwenga group allowed Munangagwa to grow his legs inside ZANU PF since 1975. Now they are coming 50 years later and they are asking for assistance from you to help them remove Munangagwa. When they are the ones who sponsored Munangagwa, they made him grow. Ndo vakamukudza kuti asvike ipapa apapa. And when he was actually just a Rhodesian implant, someone who was sent by the Rhodesia Special Branch in 1975 to disrupt the opposition, to disrupt ZANU PF. And so, and did it very, very well. Very, very well. Right now, they're struggling. Oh, we need to stop him 2030, 2030, 2030. Hey, what. And they're claiming that they're powerful because they've got guns. Then they can remove Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa, Ambo Mugoni, you won't be able to remove Mnangagwa unless you have an intelligence team, people who can give you accurate data. Because right now, if you look at it, Philip, Chiwenga was lied to by the Mnangagwa team, by the Mnangagwa group, that Mary wants to kill him. How can Chiwenga want to remove Mnangagwa when he is preoccupied trying to kill the mother of his kids? That shows you Chiwenga is weak also on intelligence data. He is weak. How will he be able? I'm just wondering there. And I think this is what Wakura is saying there. A powerful movement, a credible movement needs an intelligence team, needs people who think, people who have got accurate data, who can advise the leader. No, don't go to Mashingo, go to Harare, or go to Binga. Don't go that way. I think that is what Wakura is saying there. Let's see here. Champion wants to come in. Hi, Champion. Good afternoon. Champion, good afternoon.
How are you, Simba?
Fine, thank you very much. Yeah, it's good. It's great connecting with you today.
No problem, no problem. You are welcome.
Wonderful. Where do you sit in the leadership lineup? Let's check your name. You're probably there. Let's see if your picture. Upo irapa hapo. Hauna kuiso irapa hapo. Totanga tambu auditor.
I'm not closer to anything. The only thing that I can tell you that I want is functional Zimbabwe where everyone is happy, where everyone can do whatever he wants, provided that whatever he's doing is within the confines of the law. But now, here's the issue. I just took the mic because I want to elaborate something on this Chiwenga issue, right? Chiwenga issue is very complicated in the sense that we all know that Mary, at some point, she had travel agents that used to book travel. Can I say the travel trips for all these government officials? So, since that is the case, right, that she has got knowledge about who owns what, especially within the Zimbabwe power dynamics, right? She has got that information. So what they are trying to do there is to destroy that information, because that mother is full loaded with every kind of information that is useful, especially to those who were trying to evade sanctions, trying to evade what. But I can give an example to say, look at this company called Rusununguko that started looting diamonds in DRC, right? When diamonds were discovered in Zimbabwe around 2004, 2005, 2006, what happened was these same companies, they came to Zimbabwe and started to explore diamonds because they were used to what they were doing in DRC, right? They were looting diamonds from DRC, coming to Zimbabwe, declaring them in Zimbabwe as if they are being produced in Zimbabwe, right? So these guys are experts in money laundering. So they know the every. They know who has got information, who doesn't have information, and so forth. But to acknowledge what you are talking about, the Chiwenga issue, it's not just an issue that is simple, but it's an issue that emanates from the issue of saying, in order for me to deal with you, let me say I was in friendship with Simba. I know that Simba is someone who can be brutal and more powerful than me, or who is more powerful than me. So what is the criteria that I can do to make sure that Simba is always involved in a lot of legal web, in a web of like occupying his mind? What do? I have to make sure that you make problems where you have got problems with your wife each and every time. And that is not going to end with marriage Wenga, for your own information. So it means that even right now, if let me say marriage Wenga becomes dead at some point, while these guys are still fighting for power, what is going to happen is that they are going to go to the next wife as well, do the same thing. Why? Because they want you to distract him so that he focuses much on women instead of him focusing on national issues. That's what I can just explain to you. Yes, of course, the truth of the matter is intelligence is needed wherever you are. It's not only in a political party, even within any setup, in an organization, in a political party, in a company, wherever, you still need intelligence somewhere, somehow, right? That's why you do have what is called the strategic planners or strategic management. The reason for the strategic management is for them to think ahead 4 to 5 years ahead of the trajectory of the company. So it's not an issue of saying, you know what, intelligence is not necessary. It's necessary, and it's something that is needed every time. Why? Because you do have got people who are joining political parties from point A to point B. So what do you need? You need to have a database for this kind of people, right? Whom are they interacting with? What is their source of income, right? Where do they spend money? Who are their friends, right? Why are they behaving in this manner? Why are they also speaking in this manner? All those things you do have to do. Those background checks and vetting at some point. It is necessary for any thriving and for even, I can say it's an anger of a political party because it's what it is. So I'm not disputing that, but I only wanted to explain to you how the Chiwenga case looks like. Kuti, the issue was, I think you know what happened. What happened to Chiwenga before this marriage becomes whatever it was. What happened was Mary Chiwenga, I think, according to the information that is there from those ones who are in the know, they tell you that there was a time when these guys were laundering money, taking money from RBZ and so forth. So what happened? That's the reason why they killed one of the prominent rich Ndinga there. I'm not going to mention the name because I don't want to be taken as if I have got more information. But just to say, if you look at that Mbinga was killed because he was linked to who is this one? Parents Shiri, right? He was also linked to. So what they did was they faked a bank, a robbery for a car that was that had money, I think around 30 million US dollars. So from there, remember, this is the source of that Mbinga who was running around telling other people that I have got money, I have got whatsoever, I am rich, this and that, right? So that's what happened. So Mary Chiwenga played the role of saying, here there is money, guys, what can we do? Then they faked a home robbery, something like that. From there, what happened next was these powerful politicians could not go out and say, Kuno Babi wa mari 30 million. Why? Because it was going to raise an alarm to say this is what is there. So that's what I do have for the Chiwenga case to say, pane chitsotsi chavakaitirana mukadzi nomurume uyu wakatora mari wakadana machinda akati yai mutore mari panapa pane 30 million 30 million US dollars yavaitora vakabva vatiza nayo vakatiza nayo. That's why makaona kuti Mbinga iyo yakaurawa. Ichipedza kuurawa vakabva vateverera. I no longer know kuti wakatanga ndiani parents shiri nembinga yacho, but all those were planned by I think there was also the involvement of the regime within it. So that's what happened. But it's something that maybe people do not know much about it. But one day, if I would have a chance, I would even play the audios also that people would hear, right? So that anyone who would be trying to maybe put me in his issues must know that, okay, there's an audio that was circulating by the time to say Ningi wakaurawana Ningi for which reason and whatsoever. So that's what happened. I can just end there and say thank you so much.
Oh, thank you very much. But that time, tell me something about that Mbinga here. Are you aware that that Mbinga is actually a relative of Mary?
Yeah, I know.
So they actually, he was almost like a brother cousin to Mary.
Yeah, it was like
so,
that.
Yeah. So Yeah. Okay. So basically, yeah, there was a very very direct biological relationship there between the two, and then also have you also noticed that anyone who is close to power in the country since 1980, the regime has a way of targeting their spouse to either attack the other or just compromise the entire relationship. Have you noticed?
All right.
So, like
If
I'll
you
give an example. I'll give an example of a classic example is Lenmo Jongwe. So Lenmo Jongwe was a powerful Secretary General of the MDC party when it was formed in 2000, 2000. He he was targeted by the system, which created a scenario that made it appear as if the woman was cheating on someone. And then they animated a scenario that they whispered to Lenmore via phone that, oh, your wife is not with your mother because she is right now with a man this afternoon. So when he headed home and found a man inside the home, there was actually a man in there who had, again, lied to the woman that he was someone from PTC fixing the phones. That man quickly jumped out of got out of the house and jumped out through the out of the yard through the draw. And then Len Moore was aggressive against his wife. He didn't kill his wife. He was just aggressive. Now, I mean, he didn't even. I mean, it was just a minor injury on the wife that she even had capacity to drive herself to the hospital, and it was only when she was in the hospital that the system went in there, and then they they brutally used a knife on her. And then they stitched up the whole event to say that Lenmore is the one who has done it. And when eventually she died, it was difficult for Lenmore to to make a statement and say, no, no, no. Yes, I was aggressive against my wife, but I didn't kill her. This is how far I went. It was difficult because he wasn't even there when she was killed while lying inside the hospital. Anyway, my point that I'm just trying to say, the next person, quickly, I'll just jump onto is Robert Mugabe. I'm going to juxtapose and take a persona, assume a persona here. If we want to remove Robert Mugabe, the first thing is we got to make him distrust his wife because his wife is his strength. As he's going down right now, we've got to make him just believe that the wife is a problem. So we use whisperers, people who are close to Robert and also to the wife, to cause distrust between Robert and the wife. So Mugabe waits and waits and waits until it's now too late. And by the time Mugabe tries to put things into, under control, the army is now backing Emerson Mnangagwa. So we have succeeded in dividing Robert Mugabe's family, Robert Mugabe's matrimonial home. So in that very same technique, we shall use against the next president of the country, and that next president is Chiwenga, who became the de facto president from 15 November up to 24 November 2017. And even afterwards was the de facto next president of the country, who was following Mnangagwa right Mugotsi, right from behind his head, all everywhere he was. So if we want to destroy Chiwenga, we have to target his stronghold. His stronghold is the woman. We've got to make him distrust his wife the same way that we have made Robert. We succeeded in making Robert distrust. Um, uh, we make him distrust. So we made Robert Mugabe distrust his wife. And the same way that we made Lenmore Jongwe distrust his wife. Someone has just asked me in the comments and said, look, repeatanya Lenmore. Okay, njazokuza later. Someone wants me to hear. Why don't you come in here, Makenika? But I'm saying the same way that we succeeded in destroying in Lenmore Jongwe, in destroying and also we destroyed Robert Mugabe by making, we were going to make Chiwenga distrust his wife. And so that Chiwenga will get preoccupied by when he is supposed to be taking over power, he'll be busy dealing with his wife. And if you notice the dating, Chiwenga started attacking his wife from 2019. And during this period, while he's preoccupied killing his wife, the generals are being killed. His own colleagues, his team, his entire team is being taken down one after the other. That's how parents Shiri and all those are being taken out. And then the Mbinga that you mentioned there was a stronghold, appeared to be a stronghold of of Mary. In my view, he was targeted. From my findings, he was targeted by Chiwenga because Chiwenga viewed him as someone who was too close, that he would potentially have capacity to defend Mary when she is now suffering. Yeah.
Simba, on that matter, I don't think I may not have I'm not I may not be too much privy about it, but the issue here is right. Uh, Parents Shiri was supposed to form a political party, right? For the 2023 elections. That was the detail that was there.
Right.
But in order for him to do that, he was supposed to use a proxy. And the probable person to be used was that Mbinga, right? Because he was influential in getting the youth together because Angani Mari, right? Because it was him who used to buy my Roy and Royce and so forth, right? Any kind of Land Rover, that you want, you would find at his house. Any shoe that you want, you would find it at his house. And now, check it for your own information. Who is now the so-called Mbinga? We have replaced that Mbinga that was there. It's Chivai, right? So these are things that at some point we need to understand. And also I wanted to say, remember the logic that all these chairman of ZANU PF of ZANU, not ZANU PF, ZANU. If you go back to the Chitepos, the whoever, they had the logic and the policy of saying, if you are a Zimbabwean politician, you mustn't marry a Zimbabwean too. Why they were doing like that? If you can find a logic and an answer to that, the reason is they view their wives as a source of protection. So they want their wives not to be Zimbabweans as well. Why? Because they were trying to say, if you need me, it will be difficult for you to use my wife to kill me, right? If you can see, Mugabe went on to get a wife in Ghana, right? I think there was another politician who got his wife in South Africa. What was the purpose? The purpose is to cut a link, right, of these guys because they really understand their political party, how vicious it is, how dangerous it is, how they put poison in food of each other, right? These guys, they whenever you see them going to Russia, don't ever think that they are going to Russia for good. They are not going to Russia for good. Some of them, they go and get palladium, they go and get radioactive, right? And bring it and fight biological warfare, killing people who are supposed to be leaders of tomorrow. It's something that all of us, we have to be aware of to say, you know what, anyway, for the sake of knowing that you don't know who is your enemy, right? Or who is going to be used by the same enemy. So I know that most of the time we take it we take it as if it's simple, but it's not. Every politician who wants to succeed in life musatamba nevakadzi zvakanyanya, because some of the people are being trapped there. In ZANU-PF there is what is called holy pots. Holy pots vakadzi vakanaka-naka vanoplandwa everywhere.
Vakadzi apo dzokororai apo vakadzi vakanaka-naka apo.
Do you want me to repeat kuti kune maholy pots in
ZANU-PF? Parida kudzokororwa because a lot of people don't. Yeah, I think, and I can say, please do repeat. Yeah.
Okay. Ndati muZANU-PF mune anonzi maholy pots. Maholy pots evakadzi vakanaka-naka vanoshandiswa kutrepa iwewe, right? Kana ndichiti iwewe handisi kureva kuti ndiri kutaura Zimbabwe, handisi kutaura kuti ndiri kutaura champion, ndiri kureva the general populace, especially those ones maactivists kazhinji, vanhu vamunotumirwa tumwe tuvanhu twedu vakanaka-naka imobva nekuda kwokudi nokuda kwokukarira kuravira mobva vati aiwa ndawana mukadzi. Zviri nani utore chikudo chako ugara nechikudo chako muchinakirwa muri koko than kuti woona umwe munhu wakanaka wangomuona muplane. I do have got an example yeumwe munhu. Right now the person is a commissioner. He was trapped the same way, and I can't mention the name, but I'm just trying to say tinavo commissioner vakaatratwa namaholy pots. Right now munongovanzwa vachiti aiwa zigi mari tayo chakati chakazodai. Hapana, vari kutoziva kuti vakatambwa chokuseri. So these are some of the issues that every Zimbabwean must be aware of. Every Zimbabwean must know. Kana ukafarira madress, varume ava, they are up to no good. Vanokutumira maholy pots iwayo, right? I know that there's a guy who is in England, angari very, very, very articulative activist. But akadzorwa pavolume nevakadzi ava nemaholy pots.
So toita sei hamudi kuti isu tidlewo tifarewo nevasikana vanotaura zvakanaka vane accent dzekuborodheo nekumount pleasant, vana champion, makuda kutikanganisira mufaro wedu pano.
No, I'm not here to disrupt anybody or even to distract anybody, because I myself, there's one thing that I will tell you. When I speak reality without even any filter. And I don't care who is going to be the victim of that reality or even to be the affected person. I don't care about that. What is there is there. The reality of the matter, because if you want to know the regime, study the regime. If you want to play with the regime without studying it, you are going to fall a victim as well, because you may be its prey too. So just be warned and be clever to say, you know what, when it comes to this, I will not act this way, right? But right now when I'm speaking, I'm not speaking from a place of ignorance. I'm speaking this because I understand what is happening, right? And one of the issues that is happening, do you know what? For the past 3 years, when my space is back at Tanga, kune vazhinji vaitotsetsana ipapa inbox, right?
Tiri pamaspaces ipapapa vamwe vakuda kutonwa mvura.
Variko vanotsetsana zvisingabviri pano zvokuti ukavanzwa vakutaurwa kune kunombozonotaurwa makuhwa this and that, you will be laughing to say saka makuru enyu ayaya ndokuti munoita basa rokutondoti kungoona picture makuteta love that picture. Guys, sometimes I do say, and I think those who acknowledge it, they know it. I always say sometimes we are not serious with the country. Why? Because things that distract us is very, very simple. And I know that most of the people, they will be saying, no, but it's like this, no, we are still refreshing. No. At one point, let's be honest with each other when it comes to issues where you find that there's a space that is running, that is progressive. Do you know what those guys come and do? They come and, one, introduce their own topic. Two, they will come and tell you, oh, you know what, we are here to, we are not going to speak about politics, this and that. That is the way how they manipulate you, right? We have to know how people manipulate each other. How people, if someone wants to destroy you right now, he becomes your friend and also at the same time manipulate you while he knows that his objective is being achieved slowly. By the end of the day, you have lost your track, you have lost your focus, and what is going to happen by the end of the day, right? Think of those people who comes even if it was here on this space, what was going to do? They would come and say, okay, you know what, Simba, we are not going to talk about politics, we want to talk about economics. Where in the world have you seen a country that progresses without leadership? Where? There is no vision without leadership, because that vision, for it to be turned down, you need a leader, right? There is no development that happens without a leader. So at any point, someone who comes to you and distracts you, not knowing that political administration is there to allocate resources based on the criteria that is going to be used, then that person is not up to no good. We just want to manipulate and distract the people of Zimbabwe from their focus, right? I know that they are there who come here and tell you, no, we don't have to speak about politics, we don't have to speak about this, but on the ground, 2030 right? And we turn blind eyes to that as a people. And we are saying, no, we are sorted. We are not. Right now, where we are, each and everyone has got his own a problem. Each and everyone has got his own issues. Those issues have to be solved whenever the country is better. So I will not even come to a point of which I will tell you I want to distract someone. I want people to enjoy whatever they enjoy, but at the same time, let's not lose focus. Right? The reality of the matter to say when we talk about it's just like right now. Look at when TikTok was banned. Some people, they are saying no, US has got it's a dictatorship. No, you need to know what is called in strategic industrial policy of each and every country, right? If you know that, by the end you will be able to understand it, to say, all right, when a political party set up its intelligence unit, what is it for? How is it going to help us? It is going to gather information. It is also going to infiltrate our enemy, right? Look for your own also honeypots, put them there in them, extract information, come back with it. Deal with now the issues to say, okay, John is planning this, Freelance is planning this one is planning this. What can we do to win all these battles? And this is what sometimes is being done even on these spaces. Sometimes some people, they come, they gather information, and people will be out of their minds, speaking other things that it's not necessary. So we should be able to embrace every idea, but when you embrace an idea, let's look at it and say, what is it going to help us with? And by the end of the day, what are we building? Because if you don't have a strategic thinker, a strategic unit in a company, in a political party, in everything, you are not going anywhere. It means your political party is just as dead as it is, because it doesn't have intelligent unit. What is the next thing? How are you going to gather intelligence? How are you going to know the perceptions of the people? Right? Because you need to know the attitudes of the people. And how can you manage those attitudes? Right? If I was just like, let me say, I'm at a point where I wanted to give some people what ZANU-PF does. ZANU-PF is using what is called food in the doorstep. What do they do? Right? As an example, they come and tell you, okay, you know what? We want to introduce a small billboard here talking about, oh, you know what? Smoking may be hazard, this and that. Right? After that, what do? They will escalate it to the national level at a time when they know that people are used to this thing. And by then, it will be difficult for you just to resist it. So people should be able to understand the political dynamics, understand who is the enemy, what is the enemy up to, what are the techniques the enemy is using. I know that people may say anything, but look, do you know that 2030 was introduced a bit of a long time ago, right? Yakaintroduced kare, but tasingazvioni kana kuti mamusingazvioni zvichingouya bicha akatoti ano aiwaka munhu aisatsoka paaisatsoka ari kuzwa kuti pandinonosvika panext year or next of next year tsoka yangu inenge yane impact somewhere. So you need as well to look at it to say, okay, this is how they are trying to do it. Why are they doing it at this point, right? Look at this issue of Munu Mutapa Day. Do you think it's about Munu Mutapa Day? No, it's not about Munu Mutapa Day. These guys are up to no good because they want to introduce monarchy, where their family is going to be the ones overriding and overseeing everything. So be aware of it and know that, okay, you know what, let's not change this constitution. Why? Because if we change this constitution, these guys, they will come up with another new clause to say we must have a hereditary monarchy, and this hereditary monarchy comes from the first family. By then, who is in the first family? It's them. So be clever and also be aware to say, you know what, why are they pushing it to this level? So that's all what I can say, Simba. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you very much. Freelance, are you back? Freelance.
I'm here, Simba. I'm here.
Right.
I'm here.
So I'm sure you can see the trigger. You can see why people are so emotional about your proposal here, because there's one or two characters in there that that people feel like, come on, how do you just drop such a name, freelance, when there's such outward blatant evidence that they're a scammer.
Me, Simba. I mean, listen. I don't know. Me, I've never known. I mean, I don't know here, but I've never known which is a scam. And when I put it that, it's news to me. I didn't know anything about that. And I've always.
But Philip, you have definitely have seen my articles over the time, and you have seen that myself over the years. I don't miss. Have I ever missed? I'm not saying I'm God, by the way, and I'm not, and neither am I saying I'm an angel. But I think you have seen where Philip, where I stay on something or on someone for 3 weeks, 3 months, for instance. I have rarely ever missed. Do you agree? Especially where I'm highlighting someone being a danger to society. Have you noticed? Are you there?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Continue,
So I'm
please.
saying, on scamming people over the years, my specialty is a freelance for 25 years now, but basically in the media, working in the news media, the last 16 years. When I get, and I'll use the term fixated or appear to be fixated on an individual, have I ever missed, where I spend 5 months just highlighting, even against popular views? Have I ever missed? If you look at Gold Mafia, for instance, I started in 2015 highlighting dangers, Hubert Angel, Kamlesh Patni, And I'm reporting alone. But anyway, my point, I don't want to go too much into what I've done or not done, but I'm just talking about just generally. Because my specialty is investigative journalism. And I don't do anything else. This is what I'm trained for. I have not obtained feedback from you, Philip, or any other people there. Like someone just posted a comment, someone called Sekemuteme has just posted a comment and said, Simba, you are attacking Fadzai Mahere. And I think I also saw something. Leonard Coney at one time also wrote that at one time. And what I invite people is take me on publicly, not in a tweet. Because if you take me in a tweet, I'm not on Twitter. I'm not always on Twitter, right? Come on video and confront me and tell me to my face that I am lying, that I am being petty, that I am being disruptive, for instance, so that you can obtain what I have. Because this is what I specialize in. Since I was a child, for 25 years, I, beyond journalism, am an IT specialist in information systems. I gather data, I analyze data. And so people should ask, why are you saying this? So you can obtain what it is. And then in Dokupai Ipapo. And yeah, and then we proceed. I apologize. I think there are people who are calling me, so I'm just letting them know that I can't speak. I'm just going to text them. Can you hear me, folks?
I Simba, hello, how are you?
Hi, hi. Just hold on, please. Just hold on. I'm just texting people. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, folks? Hi, is it Leonard? Leonard, are you in?
Yes, Simba, I can hear you.
Okay,
Did you
beautiful.
mention my name was?
Oh,
I
okay,
didn't hear
okay,
that.
okay. No, wonderful. Yes, no, I just mentioned your name because I mentioned it randomly. I think is it me who's breaking? Okay, right. So yeah, so I mentioned your name quite randomly, and I apologize, but I just did that randomly because the other person didn't come in. There's a person who is called Kunaka too, or is it Sekemuteme, whatever they are called. They haven't come in. I was inviting them to come in, and then um we speak about it. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, Leonard, you remember? I think you're one of those people who have also disputed my findings that Mahera is a scammer over the time, isn't it, Leonard?
No, Simba. You didn't talk of my. You talked about Nelson Chamisa. Then I reported saying that no, Nelson Chamisa represents the people. Nelson Chamisa is carrying the vision of all progressive
Where
Zimbabweans.
where did I say that? Where did I say that?
You did not talk about Tanzania area.
No, where
That's
did I
something
say that,
you remember.
Leonard?
You remember sometime early last year. You remember the time I will talk to you. It's a very long
No, 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 no,
discussion.
Leonard. Just show me. Can you just share it right now so that we see it,
No,
please?
no. How can I share something which we talk to each other through the phone? I cannot share that one.
No, no,
Because
Leonard. Okay, Leonard.
I didn't have
I actually have got your tweet. You actually shared something publicly about that matter yourself. You actually tweeted about that conversation, and that conversation had nothing to do with Leonard Corney. Sorry, excuse me, with Chamisa. It had everything to do with Mahere and Hopewell. You went on. It had nothing to do with Chamisa. I've always been very, very clear to that effect that Hopewell and Fadzai are a disruption and that they are scammers over the time. I'm just actually going to look for that tweet right now. And if you're, s- I- if
post it for the benefit of the audience who are here. I think that'll be great.
Right. So let me just pick it up here. All right. There's so many tweets, so many. I'm just trying to remember here. Just
I don't want to lie to you. I mean, and I'll stick with what I know. I mean, I've always thought she is lovely. And looking at her politics with the Nelson Chamisa, she has been someone who I've always said she inspires a lot of youngsters. Yes, we have got Richard young men. We have got different views and whatever. But the history of I've seen Father, yes, he comes from Zanu politics and the family, but as far as I know her, not knowing, I've never met her, but what I've seen, I've always thought that Fadzai is somebody who wants change in Zimbabwe, and I'll stick with that. But since you say you know much, me I don't know much, but I've always respected that young girl. Honest.
yeah, that is.
Agree with you, freelance. I totally agree with this. But if you look at the way Fatima Here does a politics now, and which I'm moving Simba. Leonard, can you hear Simba? Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Simba
yeah.
is
I'm
still
here.
offline.
I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You understood what I say. You got what I said. And I'll always stick with the, Swazi. I've always said it to myself. Swazi is somebody who wants change in the country, and I'll stick with that. You know, let's allow the freedom of expression and the freedom of rights. And me, I stand by what I need to funga Fadzai. She's one of you knows more about. But me, political and whatever, what I've seen, I've always given opinion that Fadzi is a horse that wants change in Zimbabwe.
Okay. Well, it's from my port, our work here.
I freelance.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. So quickly, for my port freelance, my work, our work here on this news network, that has helped to shape investigative journalism for the people, has been viciously disrupted by the same person that you're claiming wants to change Zimbabwe over the time since 2017. And it has been extremely disrupted. We're talking here harassments since 2017. And also at the same time, there have been numerous instances where corrective action could have been done by this very same Mahere person, but nothing was done. And the for that duration, doing nothing, when in actual fact their expertise were desperately needed to stop Emerson Mnangagwa from contesting. So there was a litigation case that was happening, that was being conducted, that had started in Zambia in 2018, and it was an accessory through Tendai BT, his case that he launched over there when he was under siege from Emerson Mnangagwa. Fadzai Mahere was in the opposite. And let me tell you, folks, the only person who was there to assist in that case was a Zambian solicitor called Lemekani, a solicitor who I organized for Tendai BT. I had organized in 2018 to help him. He was the only person who turned up for an appointment. And yeah.
What was all about the case? What was all about the case? Please.
Okay, all about the case. But as I've said before, just listen carefully. I'm about to land. Listen carefully, and then you can ask me at the end. The case was all about suing Edgar Lungu in the Zambian courts over his participation in helping Mnangagwa do a coup using Zambia state resources and do a coup on the people on Nelson Chamisa and the then MDC alliance. And it was a case that was being contested in Zambian courts where already there had been a ruling that had been made. So it was going to be a walkover if it had been pursued right through to the end. By that time, however, Vanatendai BT had gotten corrupted to the extent that he didn't even turn up for his own case, for his own appointment. And not just that. Mahere was contacted to try and help using her background, even her background of expertise, to help to make this thing work, make it a reality, so that the people of Zimbabwe can stop Mnangagwa in before the 2023 elections. And at the least, assuming Mnangagwa is not stopped, but at the least, let a case be won so that there's a basis, there is a strong basis to stop Mnangagwa. So the legal paperwork is ready before even people go to court. That Mnangagwa did a coup not only on Mugabe, but he's also done a coup on Nelson Chamisa. And here is the paperwork. Here is the court order. And that thing was going to be the biggest achievement that would have helped to at least wipe off the tears of over. Now, by that time, there were now 25 people who had been killed, and over 50 women had been raped. In the pursuit of power by Emerson Mnangagwa. So what that was, it's something that genuine freedom, genuine people who love change in the country would want to participate. And hear me, folks, I'm not legally trained at all. My only acquaintance with the law is just one or two models here and there in some of the university courses that I've done. But the little knowledge that I have, I was trying to tell a story here, but a story that would also bring some sort of change, some sort of comfort to people who were suffering. Mahere was not there. She was on Twitter. And these are things that these are activities that you would expect someone, if someone is a builder, okay, someone was trained to build, to construct buildings, yeah, you would expect them, if we're trying to reconstruct, let's say in a cyclone, hit areas, and we say we need volunteers, people would volunteer and say, please, let's help. If we need in Zimbabwe, we need right now to sue or to pursue some sort of litigation, you'd expect people to volunteer when they, yeah, but not even that. However, what I'm talking about here, beyond all this, I will rewind to what I said at first. I have a case from 2017, a physical case against Mahere, harassments by a solicitor that I only saved her. I would have actually even went further to pursue that very same case. Bullying and harassment, disruptions to our work, threatening my journalists, calling my journalists, hurling insults from 2017. And I mean, and you'd ask yourself, why? Why would someone, especially who is a solicitor, who is a lawyer, do that? And those things are part of witness evidence that was part of the so-called defamation case against Mnangagwa's advisor, and it was to give witness. And this evidence is for public safeguarding. Hold on, this is safeguarding data against as someone who is at a solicitor level, a lawyer level, and they need to account for their actions, or at the least even apologize. That she has been someone who has been anti-investigative journalism in Zimbabwe, and someone who has not been for the good of the people. We have not seen her anywhere. While we're doing all this, we were assisted only by some, most of the time, foreigners, like I mentioned there. That other solicitor that Tendai BT, the lawyer that Tendai BT was getting assistance for in Lusaka, he did his internship at the very same place where Fadzai did hers at the ICC. So beyond this, I also have done some furthers regarding areas of relationships, both in the business and personally. And I have numerous complaints that I've followed through that are credible. And should they be needed, someone wants to see these. And they make me worry for someone, even as a lawyer, that she could even be practicing as a lawyer and she exhibits that type of a character. It's the type of character that is similar to the one that you see this other solicitor who was disbarred in the United Kingdom is like this other one that we investigated since 2020. Yeah, so judging just, I could say so many other things. I know definitely this is not from a position of opinion that Fadzai is a scammer, and no matter how eloquent she could be, how appealing, no matter how she might appear to be opposing Emerson Mnangagwa, she's not at all opposing Emerson Mnangagwa. In actual fact, um, even that very same case that she claims she defeated Petina Gapa did not um, apologize. She neither retracted. She only issued a convenient statement in which she is very clear. In which she is very clear. Petina Gapa is very clear that um, the statement that she issued is simply because Fadzai regarded them as defamation, not that she actually defamed anyone. And so and so and so let me finish. No, hold on. So let me finish. So
Can you just wind up, please?
I am winding up. I am winding up. This is important that I say all this because people need to know it is evidence. So The greatest before people do anything else, what is actually before them, which people can't even see how they've been scammed, is that very same defamation case. That's a scam. Someone There's no opposition person who ever wins a defamation case in the Lukmalaba run courts in Zimbabwe. Hakuna munhu opposition anowina a defamation case. And those who have even been at court over defamation have lost before. I can list here cases for people to see. And where's a defamation case that is empty? A defamation case is a facts, where someone just was given a win by the ZANU PF run courts for political projection so that they can deceive the gullible opposition who just wait to see anyone who appears to be embarrassing Emerson Mnangagwa. And there's a document there, lastly. People can Google it. The retraction statement by Petina Gapa. Uh, I call people, those who really, really want to study and understand, read that statement.
You can't do that. You can't do that. You are the host, but you are speaking all the
Okay,
time.
I'm ending, Leonard. Okay, you did ask me, so you can't then tell me that I'm talking too much, because I am responding to you, and I'm already told you that I'm landing. And Leonard, there's that tweet. You still haven't taken that tweet that you made to Hopewell at one time, where you complained to Hopewell. You said that I had phoned you, and I mentioned that Hopewell and Fadzai are CIO scammers, and you actually used the word CIO in there, which was still within context. Yeah.
Can you post right now?
No, no, no. You are the one. You are the one who made it. So can you look for it? Because I was searching for it. I couldn't find it.
Look up. But let me drop and come back. I can't hear Leonard. Let me
Okay.
drop and come back. I can't hear Leonard.
Okay. No, it's Leonard maybe who needs to come out. Not you, freelance. Yeah. Maybe it's Leonard who needs to come out and come back. If you can't hear him, are you there, freelance?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I think Leonard is the one who needs to come out and come back. Yeah. Yeah. So there was a time when I did tell Leonard about Hopewell and Fadzai sometime about 3 years ago. And then instead of Leonard Coney asking or confronting me and asking me for evidence, which I'm always ready to show, and actual fact coming for a public conversation or a public confrontation, so other people can benefit. So he just went on Twitter and just posted something on Twitter, and I hadn't seen it. I only saw it very late. So eventually, there was no benefit there, and so that's why I think I felt it's important for him to come up on a space, and we just talk about this in the most open way, and yeah, and so other people can benefit whenever people excuse me, dispute something. They must Yeah, people must confront, must confront and just openly, publicly debate what it is that they have. So lastly, I just said there quickly, just as I land in 10 seconds, a simple scan of that letter, of that retraction letter that Petina Gapa posted, it will show that Fadzai Mahere is a scammer. It will actually show you that Fadzai Mahere is beyond guilty of the statements of that were made by Petina Gapa. And it will also show that Petina Gapa was pressured by the system to make that statement for political projection. To show beyond doubt that Fadzai Mahere used not only that defamation case and the outcome to scam the people of Zimbabwe, that she actually won against Mnangagwa's advisor when she didn't. She's just a scammer, period, who is projecting. She's doing it extremely well, by the way, because she's a brilliant communicator. She's yeah, but yeah, I wouldn't be comfortable even for Mahere to represent any Zimbabwean on this space. even in a court of law. If you want to kind of, oh, I think she's going to come in shortly. Yeah. I wouldn't be comfortable anyone getting even represented in a court of law. If you want, and I'm going to represent on a fads. Monos one that I go. Maybe you might win actually because she is connected to the system, so she knows the witchcraft that they do. I mean, she's already been granted so much so far, including the sponsorship to her education as well. By the way, she was given preferential entry into UZ when she only had 13 points for her 13 qualifying points for her law her first law degree, and she did get sponsorship, government sponsorship to study outside. Yeah, she's a beneficiary of the ZANU PF state, but that's beside the issue because there are many other people who are like that. But the issue is in what she's doing today herself as a person, and I've just shown here things that are on paper that she is a scammer. She is very very dangerous as well, very not in a small way. And those who want to, if you want to trust her, go ahead. But if you ask me for my advice, I'll give you what I have. I've got the paperwork. I've been to court with her physically. Okay, with her to court. So and this is without and I can that case, you've got it there. Read Bettina Gapa's statement, and you see how much a scammer that she is. If you're someone who reads and wants to really understand, and you're not a person who reads on Twitter and you follow the likes and the dislikes and the glitter of Twitter. Right. I think we've got Comfort here. Comfort Dondo is here. Right. You know, when Comfort is one of those young ladies that when we desperately needed civil society activists who can help victims of violence, and yeah, she's one person over the time since 2018, 2019, yeah, who has been extremely helpful, not just through fundraising, but she's generally always been there. She's been there even for Mary Chiwenga. There's not a single statement that Fadzai ever made. Yeah, for even for someone who is in ZANU PF, like Mary Chiwenga. Look at it here. Apart from maybe just posting links to articles, but we're talking about real activism here to help people. She never posted anything about Sylvia Maposa, another woman who is also a ZANU PF member who was shot dead by the army. I mean, what type of, how can you say that she's a credible leader? Sylvia Maposa was shot dead by the military after 1 August. But and there, yet there's not a single tweet of Fadzai condemning that killing of Sylvia Maposa. And you tell me she's concerned for the suffering masses. Oh, come on. But anyway, quickly, I want to hear from Comfort briefly. And maybe Comfort can tell me if I'm lying that when we landed in Zambia, and I was covering a story that was going to help millions of Zimbabweans, both Zimbabweans and Zambians in 2022. It was only Comfort and a few other activists, but definitely no Mahere there. Not even a tweet from Mahere to encourage that effort to stop Mnangagwa. But how painstaking that whole operation was. Yeah, hi Comfort. I hope you're back.
Hi, Simba. Yeah, thank you. My meeting
Yeah.
was moved. So I
Oh, I'm so
apologize.
happy. I'm so happy because do you know what? I desperately needed your voice because you were there. And it's important for someone like you because you're not a media person. You're you do what you do, but you were there when victims needed you. And we had a lady who is called Alison Charles, whose brother was shot dead. You remember Alison Charles, whose brother was shot dead on 1 August? She was troubled when Tendai Biti didn't turn up, when Manama Here were not picking up their calls in September 2022, right? When Mahere could have connected with Lemekani, Tendai Biti's lawyer, and they would have exchanged notes, they would have helped each other as lawyers. And here we are. I am a newsman. I'm covering a story, right? Comfort Londo is there. Comfort is not a lawyer. And the other activists were there. There were no lawyers. There was no one. Vanga Vasipo. And there we ended up staying in Zambia for nearly 2 weeks. And where were these people? They were busy on Twitter, glittering on Twitter. Ah, come on. And then they tell you that they want to lead you. I'm just wondering, but Comfort, tell me, how did you find that experience? Did you find it pleasurable when you were there? I know you've done a lot of charity work helping people, and that time you were helping those victims of violence, those women who were raped. And I know you've also flown another Zimbabwean who needs facial reconstruction to them to America recently. Yeah, but I want to talk about your experience in Zambia in 2022. Was it nice? Tell me. How was it? Relate with the people there. Try if you can even bring in pictures if you can of your experience back then.
I think well, I hope everybody's doing well, guys. A happy new week, so to say, happy new year. I'm still saying that even though January is almost ending, but and Koma Freelance, thanks for coming through to answer. I was shocked when I saw some of the names you. I'm glad that I have seen you in. I think you're one of a kind brother who is able to say, okay, I'm willing to listen. What are you saying versus defending, being in on the defense, which is what it are. We're very have to quickly defend ourselves. I think let me start this conversation by talking about what I've always said, that we're a traumatized nation, Simba. We are very we are in our trauma to the point where I don't think people to sit back and process like what I heard Nkoma Champion doing to process somebody you started the gold mafia. You said that was back in 2015 when you started investigating to if you had talked to just a few, maybe a few of us, sense to us, they probably would have criticized the same way in our award-winning personality. We are quick to dismiss demise. We are quick to dismiss situations, to get information, process it, go do our due diligence, and go do our research. Until we understand how to do that, where we go. Because this is what has gotten us to 40 years plus of oppression. Former Champion mentioned a lot of things, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's pain. I don't know if it's trauma. I don't know what it is. That we are so quick. We don't want to sit in the discomfort of maybe I considered this person to be a good leader, but here's new information that's coming. Instead of saying, let me take the information and go and absorb and do my own research and do my own soul search on how I understood this before, we're quick to say, no, I believe this person is a good leader because I believe it. I'm not going to listen to you. So, Simba, to your question, how was the experience? It was very defeating. I think I've said to you, sometimes I want to walk away. I feel like we have the Israelite symptom. We have the Israelite disease. When people like Nkoma Senior is talking on so many spaces, when he's talking a lot of things that we should just be absorbing and go and process, we start to attack him and we cut him short because we don't have that patience. The Zambia experience was a good example. I put a video addressing Tendai Biti just because people cannot connect the dots of what's happening in the present and its impact on the long term. That Zambia project would have stopped us by 2023. We would not be talking about FAS. But because we don't connect the dots, because you don't understand something, it's not wrong. But ask to actually comprehend what's being done. And I feel like a lot of the times we try to do this work when we don't understand the Zimbabweans, we are so quick. Up until now, I don't think Zimbabweans understood the opportunity we lost in Zambia. By Tendai Biti not showing up, I don't think they understand. And so because that's what I see a lot of attacking of that without the understanding. So for me, it was not a pleasant experience, but I think I'm thankful that it was an experience that allowed me um, to see where to do a litmus test of where my people are. And my people are in fight, flight, freeze. And I think my people are not, their brain does not feel safe enough to sit with something until they understand it. Simba, when you feel like there's a lion on your lap, there's no room for you to be long-term planning. Okay. Right now, as we sit here, I'm sitting here. The meeting that was switched. I'm helping another organization that I love, my mentor's organization. I'm helping her raise $3 million to buy a building. We've already raised 11 million last year. I just didn't wake up and raise the money. There's a lot of planning that goes in it. There's a lot of back and forth, lots of conversations, meals, dinners with funders that I have to do. If my brain was in fight, flight, freeze, there's no way I could do this work. And I think a lot of us are that we are in that limbic brain where we just can't get information, and we are overfed on these social media platforms, right? So if Simai posts something, I'm gonna respond right away. Kuma Freelance posts something, I'm gonna respond and just attack. Or I'm just gonna attack Fadzi. And then that other person counterattacks, but we are really not taking time to understand the processes of why. So I think I'm thankful for the Zambia opportunity. I take the resources that were utilized on that trip, which was not a little small amount of money. I wish I had taken that money and given it to the survivors I work with to start their businesses. But at the same time, I think it was an opportunity for me to test on my people, to understand how to try to do my work. I'm not in the. It's also I'm a and with that being said, Sim, I think Zimbabweans know some of it's not just
Zaitkisa, because takatozodiscuss toti the hotel that we were staying, the lodge that we were staying at, it was actually it was owned by Lungu at that time. I mean, the government later on seized it because apparently Lungu stole money to buy that, had stolen money, public money, to buy that lodge. But imagine that you're there to expose Edgar Lungu, and then you later on discover months later that you were actually in his own his own property, in his own lodge. No, that was really scary. Seriously, that was scary. I mean, I was shocked that when I discovered that. But I'm wondering, Zimbabwe, she should have told us at least that, look, guys, this is Lungu's property. That was no, that was serious. That was serious. I've had some guys weku system wachindudza kuti Simba, go back to Zambia again and you see what we'll do to you. Tinokutora, tinokudeport. Yeah. No, that was really serious. Can you hear me? Is it me who's lost you, Comfort? Yeah, it looks like I've lost you. Oh dear. It looks like I've lost you. I've lost you totally. Do you think you can come out and come back in?
I can hear you, both of you. I can hear you. I can hear Comfort. I can
Oh,
hear
I
you.
can't hear Comfort anymore. I don't know why. But I guess,
She's dropping and coming back.
yeah, I think that would
Yeah,
be
so
best. Yeah.
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 Anyway, nina jana uzodzoka but inini ndofunga hayi nina I think my availability maizwa kande ndogona hangu kudzika ndoteerera ka.
Oh no, definitely, definitely, definitely. No, it's been a great discussion. Philip. The idea behind these discussions is to help our community, to equip our community with information, and let's get people discussing. And so, were you? I gave you quite a lengthy thing, right, on response on Fadzai Mahere, and what evidence I have. And by the way, the evidence I have here, this is evidence that is very physical and tangible, and someone posted there and claimed that this is an attack. But this is physical. I've actually had, look, listen to me, Nelson Chamisa at one time even tried to make Fadzai apologize for some of what the damage that she's done to our work in 2020. Yeah, I've got a recording of that meeting if anyone wants to see. Right. Kuti kwatakabva ndekupi. Yeah, kure kwatakabva. Yeah, throughout the time, and we have things here that we could show, but and we should show for the community. Yeah, she is not clean. Unfortunately, it's a sad thing because I actually think she would have been a brilliant contributor to the democratic pursuit of our people. Yeah, because her skills and everything, but she's a scammer, period. And there's no way that I could say, oh, she's like this, oh, she's nice, da, 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 da. Scammer. And right now, what the system has done is to position her through that very same case to fool the people so that people trust her as someone who fought Emerson Mnangagwa's advisor and defeated Emerson Mnangagwa's advisor in a court. And of course, we know that the same way that Tokozani Kupe was sponsored through the same courts is the same way that she's being sponsored through the courts. Just make her win so that she appears as if she's genuine. And unfortunately, it's the gullible opposition. Some of them are Chamisa supporters who are just following blindly. And they think, and some people, I think also they think that Fadai still holds a position in Chamisa's party. She doesn't anymore. She was removed from that post. She's no longer spokesperson. She doesn't have any post. And the only thing that she could lay claim is that Mount Pleasant post, MPship, which she gave up when she, through the program that ZANU PF sponsored her for, resigned so that she can still pull some numbers and eventually do another coup style operation one of these days on the people and just dilute the opposition, just kill the opposition, and life should go on. ZANU PF life should go on according to their program. Yeah. So it's very sad that that we have someone like her who is so highly skilled. Like the other young lady also, the one that I've put there, who has been disbarred by the British Solicitors Regulatory Authority. Yeah, very skilled. These are young ladies who, when you look at them talking, right, they are amazing, absolutely amazing. I mean, um, if you just Google Julie Condliffe, right, Julie Condliffe or Julian Condliffe, the name that is there, you see that young lady, extremely impressionable young female lawyer, but she's a scammer. Period. Hi, Comfort. I hope you're back.
Hi, I'm back, Simba.
Oh, wonderful. Now we can hear you. Now I can hear you. Thank you.
Yeah. You raise some really important points. I think before you come, comfort, thank you so much. I think I need to drop now. I mean, thank you so much. Simba, thank you so much.
Cheers, freelance. Yeah,
Conservation. Thank you so much.
wonderful. Keep doing. Let's keep exposing scammers, freelance. My scammers have asked my COS chat. Oh, since we got.
I'll catch you on the other side.
Cheers.
See you later. Yeah.
Cheers. I Comfort. Shoot.
Hi, Simba. Yeah. So I'm thinking a lot about like how how do how do you start to build this foundation that prioritizes the intelligence piece? Uh, what are some of the things that need to be done to remove our people, to remove us from survival, from fight, flight, freeze, so that actually our nervous system are so calm. When your nervous system is calm, you're able to discern much better. I think this is the issue we're having. The issue of that happened in 2017. The issue of we felt like there was a big lion on our lap, and we were desperate, and we took someone who President Mugabe had warned us against him, that he is unforgiving, that the whole president of a country actually warned us about who Emerson Mnangagwa is on that day in the streets, because we were so much desperate. We're in fight, flight, freeze. I'll keep saying fight, flight, freeze. I want you guys to go look it up. I know probably most of you know what that is. But when your brain is in that fight, flight, freeze, you cannot make any good decision. So flipping it back to leadership, Simba, how can we begin to build systems of leaders whose nervous systems are actually really calm? And then also, how do we start to think about I guess you mentioned recreation, or the rebuilding of an infrastructure that actually has the qualities of what I saw happening in the US yesterday with President Donald Trump, who he himself has his own resources, and who is just coming in to make a change for the greater good
I
of the
think the way
country. And we actually
Wakura called it, Wakura, this is what Wakura said. We need an intelligence team first, right? So before we start looking
right,
for uh, for 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 young lawyers or people can articulate the English language well or are presentable, we need to get an intelligence team first. This is what Wakura said. And that's what Nelson Chamisa needs from now, well trained and equipped to gather and give accurate data, above all, well resourced. The era of ushers moving around as intelligence is over. All movements must be formulated around accurate data. Shinenge, this
data.
it looks like
Yeah, those numbers.
yeah, data, absolutely. This gentleman seems to be quite deep. I know him from the southern part of Zimbabwe. He's extremely resourceful around data. He's someone who is always fast on his feet whenever there are issues, like someone has been attacked somewhere or someone has been assaulted. He tends to be always there. You know, he will go there. Sometimes, if he needs to walk, he will go there, and then he will be reporting on Twitter and telling you, "Look, I'm here." You know, so yeah. But I'm wondering how he made up such a comment. It looks like it looks like
Well, I
he's.
mean, it, isn't that the issue though? That's the issue, right? That it seems the infiltration is the issue. And then to the masses who might not be aware of what's happening those systems of infiltration, they find one individual aligning to their leader that they love so much, and then by virtue of association, that person becomes also a very famous and likable to the people, right? Um, and so by the time there's a discovery that, as you're saying, the sister in question, is a scammer. By the time you try to say that, there's going to be pushback. There's going to be pushback and say, Simba, you're attacking this person because people in their eyes. So we're trying to prevent that. We're trying to prevent that. So
In 2015, when I started exposing Hubert Angel, yeah, that's what they said. I'm attacking Simba. Actually, I need to do that. I need to go there to the comments and say and pick up those comments. They said I'm attacking Prophet Angel because I'm not a Christian because I'm Antichrist. That's what they said in 2015, right? In 2018, it was the same thing again about Emerson Mnangagwa. It was the same thing about Kamlesh Patni. You are attacking these people because they've got money. On Hubert Angel, on Wikno Chifa, you are attacking because he's got money. Are you with me? So I think I need just to show a whole trail. You get what I mean? 3 years ago, it was also said that I'm attacking Hopo Chingono because he's a better journalist. Okay, so it was said back then, right? And then, of course, later on, I mean, it's all about you are attacking. Why does Zimbabweans always want to attack people? You know, and so that's what they would say. And so I think it's important to just show that whole trail because it seems to be. I think I'm a suspect in certain people's eyes for attacking. Simba no gara chingwa attack. Why do you always want to attack people? so, yeah. I'm sure. I think that could tell a bit of a story around how this has been right up to the time, where we are right now. In December, I was in Northampton, and some people were saying, you are that young lady called Julian Conliffe, the one whose law firm has been shut by the Solicitors Regulatory Authority. Yeah, and they were saying that I'm attacking her. And people literally saying that, hey, I'm attacking, attacking. I'm like, ew. Have you asked the over 55 people that she has robbed? Predominantly women, by the way. 55 predominantly women that she robbed their properties. Yeah, lying to them that she's going to give them title deeds when she would never give them the title deeds. 55 people. You calculate 55 by the value of her house. How many millions do you get? One young lady, one young lawyer, maybe simply because she could talk well, well, you want her to get all this money and get put all these people into misery. Yeah, you ignore the attacks that she has done to people's pockets, marriages that have now been destroyed. Yeah, and simply because, let's not attack her. you know but do you know what, Comfort? I'm so grateful that, folks, you could come in and we could just discuss freelances. Freelance's list here, or his comment. By the way, Freelance said he just did this to provoke discussions, to get people talking. But yeah, thank you so much. We're gonna need to shut the session. And I'm hoping that those people who are going to be posting their comments, "Simbarwa atakafadzai mahere," that, right? Please get educated and come on, right? If you feel that I'm actually attacking someone, expose me in the public, make it very public, because I'm also very public. My work, I subject it to public scrutiny, and lawyers who we deal with, they come for public scrutiny. Mahere never does. Haadi kuscrutinizwa. Ndimwari here, ndi angel here. Haadi ku apologize. She was told by Chamisa to apologize in 2020. She never did, or to fix what she was doing, to damage our work. She never did. So quickly, we're going to need to land. But Comfort, thank you so much.
Welcome, Simba.
Right.
You're welcome.
We're going to be shutting now. If you came in late, you can just rewind. Thanks for those who joined in. Oh, by the way, I think there were people who wanted to come in, and there's someone actually who is, but I don't know, I can't seem to find. It says one person requesting to speak, but I can't seem to see who exactly wants to speak. My apologies if you couldn't speak. It's a tech issue. It's not me who is ignoring you. There's someone who is still hold on. I think it's Dobbs. I think Dobbs, you're the one, right? It must be Dobbs or something. Yeah.
I don't
So,
see. I was seeing him earlier, but I don't see
yeah.
him now.
No, he was. Yeah. So it says one request to speak, but I can't actually see where he is. There's just a tech issue here. My apologies to those who couldn't speak on the session. Let's catch up a bit later on. Thank you so much, and have a great Tuesday afternoon. Cheers,
Bye,
folks.
Simba.
Cheers, folks.
Bye.
Thank you.
Are you looking for a shipper that's not a fibber? Who will deliver? Do you want hassle-free shipping that allows you to relax and have peace of mind while your goods are in transit? If you're looking to ship a vehicle to Zimbabwe, Zambia, South Africa, and Malawi, then look no further. Maybe you're looking to ship a container as a returning resident. To Zimbabwe, Zambia, South Africa, and Malawi, we can help. When you entrust your goods with us, you'll have no qualms about your decision to use our services. As part of our customer-centered approach, we guarantee the following: truthful, timely, and meaningful updates. Transparency, clear communication from start to finish. A tailored customs clearing service that's fit for purpose. And guaranteed